What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukushu. We are back with another umamusume video. And like I said, we are going to be training Gentildonna once again today for the CM again. And for the setup, I have decided to try and use a different stamina card just to see, because I did notice that she doesn't have growth rate on stamina. So I was like, maybe I'll get better stamina if I use a better stamina card than what I've been using. I don't know. Just trying things out. Just trying things out. Speed not really worried about, because 2 speed cards, so I figured maybe the reason why I'd be getting lower is because of that, but we'll see. We'll see, because that one time with Almond Eye, it worked out with Super Quick. I'm not sure, because I have been using Super Quick the whole time. It's just me just trying things out, I guess. So we're going to use the Measure Orion stamina card along with Almond Eye and Still in Love for the speed cards, Forever Young Wise, Casino Drive, Friend, and then Tamama Power. We're going to go back to Tamama Power for this run. See if we'll just see how it goes, because I don't think I've tried a different stamina card with Gentildonna, so I might as well give it a shot here, right? And before we do jump into the run and go over the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down on the description down below. And it's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday, so I need to still record Zenless. I think it's Shield Defense this week. I think it's Shield Defense this week. I think. Other than that, I also figured out that Lucilla isn't tonight, it's tomorrow night. So I guess I'll just post them on Sunday. Both of them, because there's a story also getting released. So I'll do that on Sunday. Or I could record it on Saturday night, but I'll post it on Sunday. I'll just do it as that. Just so I can get it out as soon as possible. Or heck, maybe I'll just do Lucilla's summoning on Saturday night and then do the story on Sunday morning. Post it Sunday morning, something like that. And also, I should have recorded it. But I did my first free 10 pull, because I finally got 10 pulls today for the, or at least for today's reset for Wuwa, for the collab banner. I got Lucy. I think I'm gonna see if I can go back to Wuwa, and then I'll add the probably add the history of that banner, because since it's a collab banner, it shouldn't have any of the older pulls. Plus, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Did I? Yeah, I didn't do any pulls besides that. I'll see if I do it, if I remember by the end of this video, or when by the end of this video, if I remember. If I forget, well, I got Lucy in that first 10 pull, and I'm just there like, does that mean I gotta go for the weapon? That's like my thought process, right? I was like, does that mean I have to go for the weapon? Because the only free pulls they give are for the character. But I still gotta pull for Lucilla on Saturday night. If I'm just gonna say Saturday night or Sunday morning. And her weapons. So my Astrites are still just stuck for Lucilla. I can't really pull for Lucy's weapon. So I'm hoping with my Astrites, I do end up getting Lucilla. At the very least. Because I don't think I'll have enough for both. If I end up getting lucky Yes, lucky. With the Lucilla pulls and managed to also get the weapon with whatever asteroids I have. I don't remember how many I have. Maybe I should also try and squeeze in some Wuwa events to just get me more asteroids for the video. Even though I should be doing Zenless still. But yeah, I could probably do that. Get me more asteroids possible, because Dania kind of took it all. But I think I have a decent amount right now. I think. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now we'll see how the poll goes. If I do end up having like that exchange currency where I could, oh no, that one is for, that one's separate. Never mind. Never mind. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna need my asteroids for Lucy's weapon if I want to get Lucy's weapon. Because if I end up using all my asteroids, then I won't be able to pull for the weapon. Because then the exchange thing is different. It's a collab exchange thing. Oof. Now things just got really interesting on my decisions. But Lucilla still takes the priority. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna cap about it. Dang. Well, at the very least, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Well, I think one thing I can do is try and get as much of the free pulls. That way, if I keep pulling on Lucy's banner, it just keeps giving me that currency, and then I can use that currency to exchange for the weapon banner currency, collab currency, the weapon collab currency for Lucy. Lucy. I'm kind of thinking also if I don't know. I got like a whole day to think what I'm gonna do now. Lucilla takes priority, like I said. But it's gonna feel weird if I don't get Lucy's weapon. For especially since she's a collab character, and the chances of her getting a rerun is pretty much slim to none. More towards none. Not happening. So at least that's what I think. Because usually collab banners don't get reruns unless there's another collab of the same series or IP or whatever. Then they'll probably bring in the past banners, which I've experienced in other games that does multiple collabs with the same anime series or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see what I do. All you guys need to know is that Lucille is taking priority right now. The rest I gotta figure out on my own after. And then there's also the thought of, since I have, the thought is also, what do I do about Rebecca's weapon? There's also that technically. Lucy obviously takes the priority between the two, and then I'll go to Rebecca's. But yeah, the only reason I'm thinking is because I ended up getting Lucy. So I kind of just put myself in this position unintentionally. It just happened. The problem is next patch. That is the main problem, because it's two characters I want to pull for. So if I'm gonna be honest, I might not pull for the weapons for Lucy and Most likely Rebecca. Because if I want any chance to pull in the next patch for Yang Yang and Sui Sui, her sister. I'm assuming it's her sister, right? I've been saying she's her sister. Uh then I can't pull for the rest of the collab. Minus the free pulls. That I can keep doing. And that's probably the only way I'll do the weapon banner. This is basically what I said. I'll use those free character banners pulls to supply the little weapon banner pulls I can do. Yep, that's what's gonna happen. And then everything will just go to seal if necessary. And then I'll just save for 3.5. Excuse me, I don't know if I burped or not, but it kind of felt like it. So yeah, I guess that's that. I guess that's that for my Wua plans. Honestly, as happy I guess as I am to get Lucy, because like I said, I did end up liking her. uh I most likely probably won't even use her as much. So I guess not going for her weapon might be fine. Might be fine. So we'll see what happens as this patch goes on. It's only been like what? Oh, 2 weeks? 1 week? Has it been 2 weeks? Like a week and a half, maybe? Not sure. As for the other games, I mean, NCE still got to do the end game. Everything's still the same with the other games. Zenless, I still got to do the events, which I'll most likely do later today if I don't end up focusing on Wuwa to get more astrites, or tomorrow before the update of before Wuwa releases. I shouldn't say update because it's already probably ready to get released. So basically, before Lucilla gets released, and then I'll do that. Probably even the story, just to get it out of the way already, and then the rest of the time, I guess, would be on Zenless. At least the rest of the free time I can get. All I know is I'm not going. I'm still gonna finish Zenless's thing over the weekend, regardless. That's just how it's gonna be. So yeah, I'm gonna just start going over the comments now. First one is gonna be from Kazuki, because this one does have a lot of replies, but I guess I'll consider whether or not I'll go over the replies, just in case it's just a back and forth between the two. As in Nova and Kazuki, so we'll see. I'll probably just respond to the ones that feel like it's towards me, and not Nova, considering how many replies there is. So the comment says, by the way, hoping that the next scenario, the ramen scenario on JP, is easy to understand, just like the Design Your Island and Beyond Dreams. Don't like it to end up like Make a New Track or Onsen. In Onsen, I just like the Uma bathing on the hot spring. Didn't like the mechanics that much, a bit hard for me to get the hang of. Onsen wasn't bad. Yes, it was a little bit more on the harder side. Design Your Island was good. Beyond Dreams was easy. So I'm gonna be real. This is probably our time to this is probably the scenario where we might have a little bit harder time. Maybe. They always like to interchange between the two. Or they'll give us a chill one, and then the next one will be like, what the heck is going on? So just be prepared to possibly have a longer time trying to understand the scenario. That's just how I usually think. But at the end of the day, I just still train, and as I train, I learn. And if I don't learn something, then someone will probably mention it, or I'll ask questions after a good amount of training, because obviously obviously most likely I could be doing something different if to make my runs better if I don't fully understand the scenario. So that's why asking around is perfectly fine. 12 to 15 days to go before the next scenario. I'm quite excited, to be honest. Yeah, it's basically the CM is basically the countdown to the new scenario. Because once the CM ends, we're gonna be like basically right there with the new scenario. Nova says, I'm gonna miss this current scenario, not gonna lie. Also begging for a new stamina card. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a new stamina card, because it has been a while, at least for a general one with Air Shakur. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do a stamina card sooner rather than later. Yeah, it would be nice if, or this is Kazuki, be nice if the featured card is a stamina one, either for leader or universal one. Okay for me on the new scenario. I would think it would most likely be a general one, because we did get, was it current Bokador along the way? So yeah, I would think it would be general, not leader. Plus, for usually for scenario cards, like Tamamo at the time, right? Tamamo at the time. They're more general, if anything. At least that's just how I see it. Usually they'll release the position or distance types outside of the scenario ones. Usually. Because even if you look at the anniversary and the half anniversary banners or support cards, for the most part, they're general. For the most part. Because, like, Almond Eye, there's a top option where it does focus on leader, medium distance, but you do have the bottom option where you can have the general option. Tamamo, I believe, unless you're using runners, if you're using runners, you go for the bottom one and everyone else is for the top, I believe. That's just been my understanding this whole time, so. Obviously, the time Teo got released, that she was more of a leader focus. But wasn't there 2 cards at that scenario? I don't remember. I could always check. But for the most part, they like to release scenario cards as general. At least that's from my understanding. Let me see here. Where's Teo? Yeah, it was Teo and the friend card. So yeah, that doesn't necessarily count. And that was, and before that, we did get current Bokador. So I wouldn't think we'd get a leader one. I think yeah, we shouldn't. Yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten a general stamina, at least from my understanding. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's general. Though I don't think I can MOB it just with just one spark though. Don't want to get my high hopes. I'll just act nonchalant. See, for me, if there's most likely going to be a friend or group card, unless it's like the Air Shakur when they released Air Shakur. And that was pretty much, right? That was pretty much just the support card or scenario card. Unless it's like that, then I'm most likely just gonna hope that I get the friend card first, or friend or group card first, rather than the or along the way. I just hope I get multiple copies just so I can use the what's it called? Rainbow crystals, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also me too gonna miss the Beyond Dream scenario since this is a scenario that I got serious and threw out everything. Speaking of the gacha and support cards. As in, like, you kept pulling. I feel like you always have a moment where you just go ham, and then to the point where right before a specific time, like a new scenario. I feel like this is the second time, because when you first started, when you first started, I think it was last year half anniversary, right? Before the new scenario on October, I believe you were supposed to save, but you kept pulling on random banners, so that kind of confused me. And you kept doing, and then now you're doing pretty much the same, right? So it's kind of funny how you're just basically repeating what you did before. At least that's how I remember it. I might as well just go finish it. Kazuki also says, also only the stamina card I'm lacking as of right now. Too few I got. Need more stamina cards at MLB, though. Bad timing for us players that didn't get to save up more carrots. Wish it to be on Half Annie that side game released a stamina card. It could be. It could be. Or it could be this upcoming scenario. But the bad thing about waiting for Half Annie, you still got the summer banner to worry about just in case, because summer banners is literally before the Half Annie. And whatever banners in between can happen. So there's also that to consider. Oh shit, I should probably just do this. Nova says, in response, just combine the pulls with your alt account. Say each account gets 2 copies each, and you're pretty much close to MOB. And I'd say that saving before summer is usually the play here. From June to August, CG usually release a lot of bangers from Uma to cards. Pretty much. I mean, there's also, like I said, the summer banner. If a Uma you like gets released, right? But also, yeah, more cards can be released in between. So saving around this point would probably be the best. Which, I guess, is what I'm technically doing until, well, once after the scenario, I guess. The scenario banner. So we'll just see what happens. And then Kazuki says, true, it is what it is. And yeah, I just hope that I got the scenario cards at least. 1 copy of the friend card and 2 LB of the other one with only 1 spark. And I'm settled with it. Just gonna use Limit Break Crystals to MLB that stamina card if I ever get at least 2 LB. Well, there's also, if it is even a stamina card to begin with. There's also that. But other than that, thank you, Kazuki, and for the comment, and Nova for replying to it. Next comments are going to be from Eugen. The Lucy red hair I know is from Magic Knight Rayearth, which I believe there will be a remastered version. I don't know what you're talking about. So it makes sense why I never heard of her. And there's also the Lucy from literally Zenless. But that's just her the short version of her nick, because she's what, Luciana? Whereas I'm assuming all of these are legitimate just Lucy's. Right? By the way, Shushu, Nova already beat me from the challenge since he got over more than 100 level 42, which I'm on level 40. So he wins, right? Wink. I mean, technically we can't even consider Nova or you can't even consider it a competition, because Nova had something you did. More extra pots than you did. Or probably than you, yeah, I don't know, than you had, I guess. If you had any. He just had an abundance of extra stamina, which is the reason why he's ahead of you, so technically, yes. No, yes, he did win, but technically he kind of cheated at the same time, because without those extra stamina pots, all that extra XP wouldn't be added, and he'll probably be at least equal with you, if anything. So Yeah, technically he wins, but at the same time, we're talking about the guy who has more resources than us. So take it as you will. Take it as you will. Nova says, yes, well, if the competition includes how many characters are built to 60, then I think I did win, which I also think has something to do with you having more stamina, which means you having more room to get more resources, which also, because of the battle pass, you also get more resources off that also. So there's technically an imbalance here if you want to get more technical. It's not necessarily a fair competition if one of them is paying for certain things and the other is just completely free to play, right? Eugen says, I'm not the judge based on what you did. Shushu will have the verdict. It's like I said, technically speaking, Nova did win if we're just going off by the fact that he is higher hunter level than you. But if we go into the details, it wasn't really fair. It's not really fair if Nova's using extra stamina pots and all that, which you have no access to because you're not buying the pass. So like I said, technically yes, but if you put all the details together, Nova had an advantage that you didn't. So take that as you will. Take that as you will. It's kind of basically 50-50, but it's like I said, it's not really a fair competition if one has more resources than the other. That's like pretty much the only reason why you're behind. Literally the only reason why you're behind. So yeah. I don't know how else to go off from there. And then the last comment from Eugen says, I realized that just now, that I have the free selector card. I don't even know what to say. I thought the selector was when you do the 50. Oh well, I could have completed all without spending the currency. It's okay. I think it adds extra pull since I'm still in win-win situation. Now the question is, where will I use the dupe? Probably to security or something. That's up to you. Like I said, as long as you're cool with it, that's all that matters. Because I'm just saying what I think. If you're okay with it, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, it's your account. And if you're okay with it, there you go. Now, if you weren't okay with it, then that'd be a whole different story. That would be like a whole "I told you so" situation. So, but since you're cool with it, cool. Just whatever I said don't matter. It's just my personal opinion, because that's what it is, just an opinion. Nova says Daffy Dupe is dupe. Or dupe. Daffy Dupe is dupe. Daffy Dupe is good. Also, Eugen, don't even consider using Hattori and Mosa in one team. I'm speaking this not from meta, but from common sense. Don't do it. Why do you think I was questioning it at the very start, Nova? And why I explained that Hattori and Lacrimosa are literally opposites in teams? They literally don't synergize, as I said the past couple times. Because literally, if you look at the chart, they're on opposite ends, so it doesn't necessarily work. They don't synergize at all. That is literally the most obvious thing to look at if you're trying to debate whether what if this team will work. It's one of the most obvious things, I would say. Unless they decide to change that. But as of right now, Hattori and Lacrimosa obviously isn't supposed to be on the same team. It's just the honest truth. That's why ever since Eugen had mentioned that he put Lacrimosa with Hattori, I was just like, why? The reason why Lacrimosa was literally released for 1.1 was literally a start of a new team. Because the first two banners was Nanalie and Hattori, which are made for Hattori's team. Or Nanalie's team, however you want to call it. I would probably say Nanalie's team since she's the main DPS. But I don't have her, so it's Hattori's team. And Lacrimosa is Lacrimosa because her main team comp is with literally all the other characters that Hattori most likely won't work with. Such as Baisong. I have seen a possibility that you could run Hattori with Daffodil. I have seen it, but since I don't have Daffodil, never really had a reason to try it or see if it's true. But there's no point in trying that because Daffodil works well with Lacrimosa. So what's the whole point of putting Daffodil and Hattori when it would be better with Lacrimosa? So yeah, that's pretty much it for that thing. But Nova, you're right. Don't do it because they literally weren't meant to be on the same team. Literally. But other than that, thank you, Eugen, for the comments and Nova for replying. And then the last comments are all going to be from Nova with some replies from Eugen. And the first comment says, I saw the Lucilla trailer. I'm going to be real. It's a character I've sim for. Haven't done the collab yet, but we'll see if I like the anime and story. I personally don't get invested in cyberpunk genre. I think if you don't think about the cyberpunk aspect of it, because it is technically, you pretty much get the woo feel out of it, just with a cyberpunk theme in a way. And to be honest, I didn't really get the cyberpunk feel aside from maybe just the new area that they release for the story. But it's not like I've seen these kinds of cities or whatever in other games. So I didn't really get that cyberpunk feel. If I'm going to be honest. Lucilla, on the other hand, I think I've been simping for Lucilla since I've seen her. Because I have been liking her since seeing her. In the same sense that she kind of just reminded me of Himiko in Star Rail. Because she kind of gives me that same vibe. But yeah. I could say that I could simp for Lucilla also. More than, let's say, like, Hiyuki. I'll be honest. More than Hiyuki. More than Dania. I do like Hiyuki and Dania, but me personally, I was simping more over Lucilla. So yeah. What happened here? You scrolled up. One of the videos I saw that was comparing FGO, Collab, and HSR with Wuwa. I don't think that's a fair competition, to be honest. It's Hoyo versus Kuro after all. But there's also a difference between the two, because Hoyo pretty much in a way made Star Rail a little more towards canon than just a collab. As weird as it sounds. As weird as it sounds, that's kind of what it feels like. So, but yeah, it is also unfair because of the whole two different companies and all that. But I mean, it didn't stop people from talking smack between like all these other games with WoW, so, or like Genshin primarily, if I were to just pick one off the rip. So it doesn't necessarily stop people. Yang alt is looking pretty good, not gonna lie. I heard that she might be Havoc. I don't think I looked into that, so I don't know. Actually, I could probably check if maybe. I'm not sure if it'll be already like known. Probably it should be. But I don't think so, because I don't think she's even. We'll see. Let me see right now. Yeah, because it's just Lucy right now. But let me see, or Lucilla also. Yang 3.5. Does it say? Oh, it does say. Okay, then I guess I'll confirm for you right here. Okay, that's weird. And this website, at least, people are saying that Yang Yang's gonna be Electro Sword. And apparently Sui Sui is gonna be Glacio Rectifier again. That's kind of questionable, because does that mean this probably gonna be part of the Hyuga team? Probably. Does that mean Hyuki might have Lucilla and Sui Sui? Or maybe this could be the Carlota support? Who knows? But it's weird because on a different one, I think I did see Havoc. Yeah, this one says Havoc, but Sui Sui stayed at Glacio. So I don't know. If you've seen Havoc, she might be Havoc. Wait, dual forms. Now I'm just seeing more stuff about it. It says one form has white hair and black wings. Is that where the... I don't know, that doesn't make sense. That was a month ago though, so I don't know. But it could be Havoc. I did see a Havoc, but it could, I guess, maybe be Electro. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Electro, since we haven't gotten an Electro character yet in the 3.x patches. So maybe it could be Electro, but we haven't even gotten Havoc either, so it could go either way. Yeah, it could go either way. We've gotten what? Spectro, Fusion, then Fusion again, then Spectro with Luke. And then Arrow with Sigrika, and then back to a rerun with Linne, and then Hyuki and Dania, which is Glacio Fusion. And then right now we have Spectro, and technically, if you want to count the collab, I believe Rebecca is Electro. So if you want to count the collab, we got our first Electro because of Rebecca. So maybe Havoc is more likely than Electro. Unless they somehow make Rebecca a support or be part of Yang Yang's team. Somehow, some way. You never know. But I doubt it. I doubt it. She might just be literally just for Lucy. Well, I don't mind getting another Havoc DPS. Farlova has her use with Wiwa, but I don't think she does that well against single target bosses. I wouldn't know because I don't know. In NCE, I did more endgame runs up to stage 7. Or 7th stage. I guess the buffs only work once per stage. Yeah. I didn't know if I had to tell you or not. I thought it was... I figured it out myself, so... I thought it may or may not have been obvious. Maybe I should have said something. I don't know. That is something I didn't know until I tried it. True. I actually don't have the currency to unlock all the buffs either. The fight itself was simple like Zenless. I do think my Requiem team does better for mob fights, or rather it's because that team is more built than my Hattori team. That probably has a lot to do with it. If it's more built, that probably has a lot to do with it. Eugen says, wow, strong and ahead of me. Like I said, because he had more resources to help him get there, so... Is it really a competition if he had an advantage? Not really. Especially if you didn't, do it too, so... Or later on. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's even. Even though Nova did technically win, it still wasn't even. I'm gonna say it again. If Cyberpunk runs on 3DS, then I should try to run Ruba on my Game Boy Advance. Eugen says 3D. I mean, 3D dimensional like 2D. You put 3DS, my friend. I will go back to the comment right now, and you literally put 3DS like you were talking about Nintendo 3DS. Let me go back to the comment. Yep, right here. Literally, more on 3DS. That's how at least I read it. Even if you said 3Ds, like what's a 3Ds? Because you put an S right after. So yeah, which is why 3Ds didn't make sense to me. So the first thing that made sense was 3DS as in Nintendo 3DS. And there was literally no mention of 2D here. So yeah, you should have been more clear. You should have been more clear, or didn't add yes. But at the same time, I don't think I would have understood what you meant by 3D. Because it says, it doesn't sound like anime for me, the Cyberpunk, and more on 3D if I were to remove the S. I'm kind of just like, I still don't understand where you're trying to go with that. So, more or less, it's more like, that sentence kind of didn't make sense in a way. At least that first part of this sentence. It doesn't sound like anime for me, the Cyberpunk, and more on 3DS or 3Ds. And then you went to, so who is Lucy anyway? Which the rest of your question makes sense. But that little bit did not make sense. So I'm sorry, Eugen. Regardless, it just didn't make sense. I wouldn't have known you were trying to talk about 3D as in three-dimensional if you didn't. Because it didn't seem like you were talking about it. So yeah. And then Nova says, so Lucy from Zenless, there's way too many characters called Lucy. Then call her Luciana, if you want to call her by her real name. Is getting a free summer skin, apparently. I'm hoping she gets an S-rank version soon, but it's probably going to be Nicole next. Yeah, it's probably going to be Nicole next. And I did see the outfit already. So I just didn't want to mention it because I didn't cross my mind. Even the free-to-plays in Shushu and Eugen disagree about exchanging for standard character. Interesting. Because to me, it's just common sense. You get free standard pulls along the way, or maybe a free selector here and there. Limited characters are more harder to come across by, so doesn't it make more sense to save those limited, that chance to use that for extra pulls for a limited banner? I think it does. I think it was just common sense to begin with. Especially if you have played games that does it similarly, like Zenless, Wua. Star Rail. Girls Frontline does it. So all these games are implementing it. But I think Girls Frontline literally only has it for like either or, so why use it for the standard banner when the limited banners are more harder to come across by? Am I crazy? Am I the crazy one to think that the limited going for the limited character pulls should take priority over going a standard banner character that will eventually get replaced by a limited banner character in the long run, or you'll eventually get them and probably still not use them in the later on? Yes, it's nice for now, but it's kind of like you're gotta think about your future pulls too, right? Or am I crazy? Or am I crazy? I would ask for any Uma, honestly, since I don't pay attention to your Uma runs while I run the video in the background. Well, that's all I need, Soul Nova. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that you. I mean, it should be obvious because I'm training for a specific CM at the time, and I'll bring a specific character at the time. So regardless, you knowing the CM and then seeing the characters I bring will basically answer your question. It's medium distance, so I'm using New Year's Kita. It's long distance, so I'm going to use Commander or Anime Collab Kita. And then the others, my mile, dirt, short distance, usually just goes to the normal Kita. It's the same thing for Cap. If it was mile or long distance, I would be using the Anime Collab. If it's Christmas Degree Cap, then it's obviously for medium distance. Nothing has changed over the years between me using Cap or Kita. Teo, I mean, obviously I'm just using her for medium distance. So it's really no secret you don't really need to hear me say it. You just have to see the video. Oh, he's training New Year's Kita, then that means, and it's the medium CM. There you go. There you go. The mono team propaganda will stay alive for me at least. I'm not saying it's dead, but it just in Zenless, it's pretty much dead in Zenless because it's never really been a thing. They've pretty much prioritized having a mix of elements in one team rather than prioritizing mono teams. But mono teams do exist. They're just not as popularly used because there are other options you can use rather than a mono team before you reach that part. So yeah. Plus, if you think about like literally all the characters that work well together, they're not the same element normally. Even for characters like Hugo, he does work with Lycon, and they're both ice. But then you have to have a second stunner, so lighter is usually the best combo, and he's fire. Then you have the old combos with King Yi and Zhu Yuan. Electric stunner with an ether attack. It's just been like that since the start. For Zenless, at the very least. Wuwa, they kind of make you go for it. So they kind of make it seem like you have to. Well, here and there with some teams. So just like the fusion team, fusion burst team, mine is all fusion. So yeah, Arrow at one point was all Arrow with Arrow, Rover, Chacona, and Cardathea. But I'm just saying Zenless in particular doesn't necessarily want you to do it based on the characters they release. And how the teams are normally built. So yeah, that's just how it is. Plus, you're not even running mono teams, aren't you? Angels of Delusions are not mono, even though two of them are ether, but there's Suna with being physical. And then there's the fact that you can use Suna with Xiaoguang, or like, I believe Suna will probably even be good for Valina. Because I think Velina's anomaly. So Nangong's gonna work well. And wind. Ether. Because Nangong is the anomaly stunner. So yeah. Elements haven't really been an importance for Zenless since the beginning. Eugen says, I'll go all aerodynamic body lineup. Oh wait, seems there isn't one. I don't have the feet agent, Sag. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what an aerodynamic body lineup has to do in comparison to a mono team. I don't know the relevance between the two. So yeah. For Enfield, they did show the trailer for the next patch showing Arcane and the other idol chick. It's debatable if I'm pulling for Arcane. I could see her as a support for Fang Yi. I'm pulling for Arcane because I like Arcane. It's simple. I'm already not pulling for Camille. Like I said, because I ultimately decided on my Mifu team that doesn't necessarily require him. So I'm not pulling for him. My next pulls are going to be for Arcane if she is going to be the next in 1.4, I guess. Is it 1.4? What'd you say? Or I guess just the next patch, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm going to be pulling for Arcane if she is the banner. Oh, if they do wedding skins in NT, those are definitely purchase worthy for me. It would all depend on the character. It would all depend on the character they give it on. It just has to be a character I use, to be honest, at that time, most likely. Or if it's a character I like. I'm not gonna buy a skin just because, one, I probably have the character, or two, if I haven't used the character in a while, so that's why I'm not gonna buy it, just because. It would have to be basically just on a character I like. Simple as that. And usually most of the time will be at the release, so I do like Lacrimosa, but I don't really feel the need to get to buy a skin, because I don't mind her original fit. But that's just me. But that is just me. The let Eugen be Eugen method didn't work so well with Zenless. Yeah, you're right. You're right, but have we considered if Eugen actually does even listen to us when we say not to do this and that? Because he's probably still going to be using Lacrimosa with Hotori, just to keep it real, until he actually focuses on one or the other teams. Plus, on top of that, let's just hope that he actually does spend time in NTE then compared to Zenless. Because in Zenless, if I'm going to be honest, it kind of felt like his time in Zenless felt non-existent. Like he literally just logged in whenever he's catching up in story and just to pull, rather than also taking time to, I guess, further improve his teams. So yeah, it's literally it's anything in life. If you don't put the effort and time in anything in life, it doesn't just have to be gacha games. You're not gonna get anywhere. That's just a general consensus. If you don't put the time and effort in something, then you're not gonna get anywhere with it. It's gonna be the same with NTE if he ends up losing or not giving time to it again. As I say again, because it's another gacha game. So we can tell Eugen what to do and all that. It's up to him if he's gonna do it or not. What was that saying? You could guide a horse to a lake, but it's up to the horse if they want to drink water or something like that. Something like that. Some old saying like that. So yeah. We can be as helpful as we want. It's up to Eugen if he wants to do it. it's that simple. It doesn't matter if we don't want him to do what he's doing. It's all on him if he's gonna stop doing it and listen to us. So yeah. Oh, Linnae rerun mentioned. It got mentioned again this time. Because I was just going over the past banners, so you could say it again. Mention again because of me. To add to the comparison with Enfield, NTE does feel like they provide more events to get the rocks from. Enfield events are so little that I'm not sure if I'm getting decent rocks or not. I mean, just comparing literally this patch itself and 1.0 and 1.1 literally just had a lot of events to do in NCE. Where in Enfield, I'm kind of just like, even if there were events, some of them or most of them were just quick. Just like the picture one, technically the cooking one or the food one would have been fast if I had all the materials already. And then, I mean, if it's just fighting ones, those didn't take that long either. So plus they don't give enough rewards. So yeah. Oh, they added a pre-farm quarterly life in Wuwa, so now I know that I still need to farm the weekly boss for Lucilla Forte. They also changed the weeklies for Wuwa. The only difference, I guess, is that you don't get free echo sets from the run itself. I know there's weekly missions if you have to do like certain things, which I haven't done yet because I haven't had time to do it because I've been pretty busy this week. I ain't gonna lie. But other than that, that's pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Eugen, Kazuki, and Noah for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And we ended off with an 8 UA5, 2158 speed, 1431 stamina, which we can get more. And if we did get more, guts would be at least at 1200, and stamina might be at 15 to maybe even 1600, and we would have gotten a higher UA. So I guess maybe if I had better RNG, if anything, or maybe I probably would have made different choices. But we got an S aptitude on medium distance, and did I go over the stats? 2158 speed, 1431 stamina, 1678 power, 988 guts, and 1623 on wise. But that is my best. That is my best Gentildonna. So we are getting somewhere. It's just a matter of can I get better than a UA5? Can I get at least a UA8 or maybe even a UA9? Can I push to US before the scenario ends? It all depends on me. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you guys are up to for the weekend. Let me know if you guys have chosen a team for your CM and who they are. And if there's anything else you want to talk about that's not UMA related, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. So with that being said, guys, I need to go get this video edited and uploaded before I go to Zenless and record the Shield Defense. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today for me. And then tomorrow I'll probably start recording things. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. Have a good weekend. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.